Hello students, let us continue chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life. Yesterday we have discussed about plasma membrane, diffusion, osmosis processes. But today we are going to discuss cell wall, nucleus, eukaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell and cytoplasm. So students, let us start with cell wall. Plant cells, in addition to the plasma membrane, have another rigid outer covering known as cell wall. This cell wall actually lies outside the plasma membrane. And we know that the cell membrane or plasma membrane is made up of some organic molecules like lipids and proteins. Similarly, cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a complex substance and provides structural strength to the plants. Now, functions of cell wall. The very first function, help the cell to withstand very dilute external media. And the second one, built up pressure against the swelling of the cell. When a living plant cell loses water through osmosis, there is a shrinkage, or we can say contraction, of the contents of cell, and it is away from the cell wall. It means cell wall will be as it is, only the contents inside the cell will get contract, and this phenomena is known as plasmolysis. To understand this phenomena, let us have a small activity. Mount the peel of any leaf, any plant leaf, in water on a slide and examine cells under the high power of microscope. Now, note down the small green granules known as chloroplast, and chloroplast contain chlorophyll, the green color, the green pigment. So, put a strong solution of sugar or salt on the mounted leaf on slide. Now, wait for a minute and then observe under microscope. In second case, now place some leaves in boiling water. For few minutes, it will kill the cells. Then mount one leaf on slide and observe it again under microscope. Put a strong solution of sugar or salt on the mounted leaf on the slide. Again wait for a minute, then observe. So what we will observe? It appears that only living cells and not dead cells are able to absorb water by osmosis. This is our plasmolysis process. Now, cell walls permit the cells of plants, bacteria and fungi to withstand very dilute hypotonic external media without bursting the cell. In such media, the cell is ready to take up water by osmosis process. Then the cell swells and building up some pressure against the cell wall, and the wall exerts an equal pressure against the swollen cell. Because of their walls, such cells can withstand much greater changes in the surrounding medium than the animal cells. So could be possible only with the help of cell wall, which is not in animal cell. Okay students, in last video we were discussing an activity in which we have prepared a slide of onion peel, mounted onion peel, and we placed it under the compound microscope, and on observing under microscope we obtained darkly colored spherical or oval dot like some structures at the center. We called it nucleus. So let us discuss some important points regarding nucleus. Actually, the nucleus has a double layered covering called nuclear membrane. Just like plasma membrane, nucleus also has a membrane. The nuclear membrane has pores which allow the transfer of material from inside the nucleus to its outside. Outside, that means cytoplasm. We will discuss it later on. Now, in higher organisms like us, double-layered nuclear membrane covers the nucleus. While in lower organisms like bacteria, nuclear membrane is absent. The next topic is chromosome. What are chromosomes? Nucleus contains chromosomes. These chromosomes are visible as rod-like structure inside the cell, and they are very useful at the time of cell division. Actually, chromosomes contain some important information gathered from the parents, and they transfer it to the inheritance, the next generation in the form of DNA molecules. DNA molecules, that means deoxyribonucleic acid molecules. Chromosomes are basically composed of DNA and protein. DNA molecules contain some important information necessary for the constructing and organizing a particular cell. Now this DNA is further divided in some functional segments known as genes. In a cell which is not dividing, this DNA is present in the form of chromatin material, and it is a thread-like structure. Now whenever the cell is about to divide, the chromatin material gets organized into chromosomes. So construction and organization of the cell is possible with the help of DNA. And we can say the nucleus plays a central role in cellular reproduction, the process by which a single cell divides and forms two new cells. In some organisms like bacteria, nuclear membrane is absent. Hence, we cannot specify their nuclear region properly. Such an undefined nuclear region containing only nucleic acids is also known as nucleoid. Such organisms whose cells have no nuclear membrane are called prokaryotic cells, while organisms with cells having nuclear membrane, well-defined boundaries of nucleus are known as eukaryotic cells. And examples of eukaryotic cells are higher order living organisms like us. Okay, the last part of the cell, that is cytoplasm. When we look at the temporary mounts of onion peel under the microscope, we can see a large region of each cell enclosed by the cell membrane. This region is known as cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the fluid contained inside the plasma membrane. It is very essential part of the cell. It also contains many specialized cell organelles, and each of these organelles perform a specific function. Tomorrow we will discuss about this cell organelles. Thank you for listening.